first grade. We're back with another shapes video. Please make sure that you watch the first shapes video. If not, you're going to be missing a lot of the vocabulary that we reviewed yesterday. So please go back and review those real fast, and then you can come back and watch this video. Today we're going to be reviewing our two shapes from yesterday, as well as learning two new shapes. So yesterday we talked about the circle. The circle is nice and round like the letter O. We learned that it is a two-dimensional shape, which means that it is nice and flat. We could also abbreviate dimensional by saying 2D. We learned that the circle has no sides, 0 sides, and also no vertex or vertices. Remember, vertex or vertices are where two lines meet. So it would be that point where the lines meet together. A circle is made out of a round line. So this is just one line that's nice and round or curved. And this is a closed shape. The circle does not have an opening, so it is closed. Yesterday, we also learned about triangles. Triangles is also a 2D shape, nice and flat. It has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. And if you notice, I count my sides by putting a little tick mark in the middle of the side, and that's to help me remember that I already counted that, or make sure that I'm not missing a side. I also have 3 vertices, so where 2 lines meet, that is a vertex. Vertex is for 1. When I have 2 or more, it's called vertices. So I have 1, 2, 3 vertices. The triangle has 3 straight lines. There are no curves on these lines. And it is also a closed shape. So there is no opening in this triangular shape here. Okay? We are going to go ahead and learn 2 new shapes today. Please be ready to take notes if you need to. And you will have questions to follow up on your form stock. So we have 2 new shapes. These 2 shapes fall under the category of quadrilaterals. Quadrilateral is the name for any shape that has 4 sides. Okay, if we look at the word closely, quad actually means 4. You might think of a quad like a bike that has 4 wheels, or a motorcycle that has 4 wheels. We call them quads because it has 4. So our first quadrilateral that we're talking about is this guy right here. You might know the name already. It is a square. So a square has many similar attributes to circles and triangles, such as it is a 2D shape. It is also a closed shape. There are no openings in my square. Now, it is a quadrilateral, so we know from the name how many sides it is. But let's count how many sides just to be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that the square has 4 sides, but these sides are special. What makes a square is that each side is equal. So it has 4 equal sides. The length of this line, this straight line, is going to be the same as this straight line. And that's going to be equal to this straight line and this straight line. So the sides are made up of 4 equal length lines. And then we have one more attribute that we could also count together, and those would be to count the vertices. So where two lines meet is a vertex, and a vertex is for one. Two lines meet, that's another vertice. Vertice means two or more. These two lines come together, they meet here. And these two lines come together, they meet here. So a square has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. And I'll put this up on my chart. So we know a square is a quadrilateral. It's a 2D shape. It is a closed shape. It has 4 equal sides and 4 vertices. Now we're going to move over and talk about this shape right here. This shape is very similar. It is like a square, but much longer. And it is called a rectangle. So a rectangle is also a quadrilateral. And just like all the shapes that we have been learning so far, a rectangle is a 2-dimensional shape. So it is nice and flat. A rectangle is also a closed shape. It does not have any openings. Each line is connected with another, or each side is connected with another. If I go ahead and count, these sides meet up, and that's one vertex. These sides meet up, making 2 vertices. These sides meet up, 3, and these sides meet up, and I have 4 vertices to make a rectangle. Now, what makes a rectangle different than a square? If you can remember over here, a square had 4 equal sides. A rectangle has 4 sides, but they are not equal. They have pairs. Pairs means 2. So a rectangle really has 2 pairs of equal parallel lines. So what that means is a parallel line is when a line goes right above and below or right side to side to each other, but they are straight. If it curves or one slants over and they can meet, it is not parallel. It has to be straight up or down or straight side to side. So here I have in green a pair of parallel lines. A pair means 2, 1, 2. Parallel means they go in the same direction the entire time. So here's one pair of parallel lines. These guys are going to be the same length. These guys are also parallel, both go up and down, but these lines are different than the green line in length. So these guys are a shorter pair of parallel lines, and this would be the longer pair of parallel lines. So when you're talking about the attributes of a rectangle, you can say 2 pairs of equal parallel lines, or you could say 2 short equal sides. So I have the short ones here. They are equal to each other. But then we can't forget the longer pair either. We also have to say two long equal sides. And those would be the longer sides here. Okay? So those are your quadrilateral shapes. We'll still be talking about quadrilateral in tomorrow's videos. We'll still review square, rectangle, circle, and triangles, making sure we're using those vocabulary. In your forms, you are going to have to look for shapes around the house of things shaped in square or rectangle. Just as a hint, I used my phone to trace this rectangle. A phone, no matter which way I put it, is a rectangle. Two equal parallel lines, two equal parallel lines. Doesn't matter if I have it this way or this way. For a square, I used a napkin and I traced a napkin. So if you look around the house, it is filled with things in the shape of a rectangle and in the shape of a square. You just have to be good detectives. Okay? Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, guys.